Hello everyone. Today the purpose of this video is to start with the foundations of biochemistry. Um, I'll explain the uh, various topics unit by unit in the principles of biochemistry by Lehninger as it is. I'll start with the foundations of biochemistry, which is chapter one. So what they have done that they have divided the chapter into five parts: cellular foundations, chemical foundations, physical foundations, genetic foundations, and evolutionary. Cellular, chemical, physical, genetic, and evolutionary foundations. Now, we will discuss the various this we will discuss it the various topics one by one. I'll move in the first page. Nothing is more important given, so we'll move to the next page. So here, the first part, which is cellular foundations, we will discuss about it. Before that, we will discuss about the definition of biochemistry. So in biochemistry, we have to understand here that they have said the biochemistry as molecular terms of for structures, mechanisms, and chemical processes shared by all living organisms. So we have to remember this that in biochemistry, what has been described here is that chemical processes are added along with the biological processes, the biological terms, in which the molecules as well as the structure and the function, the molecular structure and the function along with its chemical processes have been described in biochemistry. Now we will move to the next page. So here they have described about the cell cells. Cells are the structural and functional units of all living organisms. Okay, so we can see that every living organism consists of cells, what it has been mentioned, and this cell is the structural and functional unit of life. So how it is structural and functional unit of life? So every cell consists of several organelles which are present inside the cell. So to begin with, we will start with the plasma membrane, which has been mentioned here. So this plasma membrane is defines the periphery of the cell. So this is the plasma membrane, the outer covering of the plasma membrane, that is called the periphery of the cell, every cell, and it is composed of lipid and protein molecules. Lipid and protein molecules. This is the first point. So what is nature? It is thin, it is tough, it is pliable, and hydrophobic barrier around the cell. So thin, tough, pliable, and hydrophobic barrier around the cell. That is the characteristics of plasma membrane. Now, this plasma membrane is a since it is a lipid bilayer. It is a bilayer. We have to remember that it is a lipid bilayer consists of lipids as well as protein molecules. So that's why it is known as bilayer, and it is selectively permeable. It means that it allows the passage of polar substances. Polar substances means which are charged particles inside and outside of from one cell to another cell. So it helps in the transport of membrane protein. It helps in the transport of particles which are necessary for the passage, intake and outtake from the cell. And it includes membrane proteins. These membrane proteins are responsible for the as we told that it is a lipid, it is a bilayer, lipid bilayer. So bilayer means it is consisting of proteins as well as lipids, and there are membrane proteins on this plasma membrane which help in the function, in the transport, in signal reception, and as enzymes. So we need to focus on this point, that they help in the transport, in the signal reception, and as enzymes. Now there is also presence of nucleus or nucleoid. So there is a presence of nucleus. This nucleus consists of genetic material or DNA. So this nucleus is also membrane enclosed. So this nucleus is consists of DNA, and DNA is responsible for exchange of information from one generation to another generation. Then there is cytoplasm. Cytoplasm present inside the cell. This cytoplasm is actually the consists of many suspended particles or organelles, which are in the form of concentrated solution, and called cytosol. And this cytosol will consist of, here we can see it has been mentioned here, this cytosol has consists of um, the particles like this RNA and metabolites and coenzymes and ribosomes and proteasomes. So proteasomes are the sites where the proteins are synthesized, and other these metabolites are basically the organic molecules. Coenzymes are the enzymes which are responsible for participation of the cell in various pathways within the body. And ribosomes are the places are also for protein synthesis, places for protein synthesis. Now, on the basis of the type of nucleus or nucleoid, the organisms are classified into two categories: eukaryotes and prokaryotes. So the organism, so eu means true and karyon means nucleus, whereas pro means beginning and karyon means nucleus. So what are eukaryotes? So they consist of nuclear material enclosed within a double membrane, so which is called a nuclear envelope. Whereas pro means beginning, so they are composed of only, in the beginning they were composed of only single membrane, and later when they evolved into multicellular organisms, they evolved into eukaryotes, which consist of nuclear envelope of two membranes. So prokaryotes are unicellular organisms and eukaryotes are multicellular organisms. Now, there in bold, it has been given about the cellular dimensions are limited by diffusion. So, it has been said this because every cell, whether it is a plant cell, animal cell, or it is a small bacterial cell, it it will its dimensions are, they have certain dimensions, and according to that dimensions they are able to, they have the capacity to transmit or diffuse particles outside the cell, within the cell, the passage. So animal and plant cells are generally 5 to 100 micrometer in diameter. Okay. And 5 to 100 micrometer in diameter are plant and animal cells, and they are 1 to 2 micrometer long. Microorganisms are only 1 to 2 micrometer long. And what about small cells? So small cells like certain bacteria like microplasmas, they are only 300 nanometer in diameter. So we have 3 points: plants and animal cells, then we have some unicellular cells, and we have these cells, smallest cells like bacteria. So we will have to remember their dimensions. So in this video, I will discuss up to this. We will go to the next page in my next video. So thank you very much for keeping patience and watching this video. So you can target your Lehninger biochemistry, beginning with the biochemistry as it is, with my videos. Thank you very much.